sister announced my pregnancy before I could, and then took credit for it. I always imagined the moment I tell my family I was pregnant would be quiet and mine. Not fireworks, not applause, just a simple moment where I could breathe, smile, and finally say the words out loud. I'm going to be a mom. Instead, I found out I was pregnant the same way everyone else did, through my sister's Facebook post. It was a Sunday afternoon. I was sitting on the couch, still nauseous, still scared, still holding on to the secret like it was something fragile. I might break if I spoke too soon. I hadn't even had my first doctor's appointment yet. Only my husband knew we agreed to wait just a little longer, just until it felt real. My phone buzzed, and buzzed again and again. At first, I thought something was wrong. When I finally checked, I saw a flood of notifications. Texts, missed calls, messages from relatives I hadn't spoken to in years. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you. You're going to be an amazing mom. My stomach dropped. I opened Facebook. There it was a photo of my sister smiling, hand on her stomach holding a tiny pair of baby shoes. The caption read, "Some miracles take time and a lot of love. So grateful I get to be part of this journey. Two hearts anti-life. Family blessing." She didn't tag me. She didn't mention my name, but everyone knew. I remember staring at the screen, my hands shaking, my heart pounding so hard I thought I might throw up again. My husband came into the room and took one look at my face. "What happened?" he asked. I turned the phone toward him. He went quiet, then angry, then quiet again. I called my sister immediately. She didn't answer. I texted, "Did you seriously just announce my pregnancy?" 3 dots appeared, disappeared, appeared again. Finally, she replied, "Relax, I didn't even say it was yours. People were going to find out anyway." I drove to her house that night. She greeted me at the door like nothing was wrong. Cheerful, relaxed, already basking in the attention. Her phone kept buzzing on the kitchen counter. "I can't believe you did this," I said, my voice breaking. "That was my news, my moment." She sighed dramatically and crossed her arms. "You're being sensitive," she said. I was excited. "Isn't that what you want? Support." Support. This was the same sister who always managed to stand in front of me. The birthdays, graduations, family dinners, the golden child, the storyteller, the one who somehow turned everyone else's milestones into extensions of her own personality. But this felt different. This felt intentional. I told her to take the post down. She laughed. "Why, everyone's already happy. You should be thanking me honestly. If I hadn't posted, half the family wouldn't even care." That was the first crack. The second came a week later at my parents' house. We were sitting around the table and my mom brought up the pregnancy. She looked at my sister and said, "You must be so proud of her. You've been so supportive through all this." My sister smiled. "Oh, it's been a lot." She said, "I helped her through the stress, encouraged her when she was scared. Honestly, I don't know if she would have handled it without me." I stared at her. I had barely spoken to her since the post. She continued talking about our pregnancy, our journey, how she had kept the secret for weeks, how hard it was for her to wait. No one questioned it. I realized then that she wasn't just stealing the announcement. She was rewriting the story. Over the next few months, it got worse. She told people she knew before anyone else. She corrected relatives when they asked me questions. Actually, the due date is... She referred to my baby as the one I manifested. The final straw came at my baby shower. I didn't want one. I agreed because my mom insisted. My sister arrived late wearing a white dress. She hugged everyone like a celebrity arriving on a red carpet. When it came time for gifts, she stood up and clinked her glass. "I just want to say," she began, "this pregnancy has changed all of us. I've learned so much about patience, sacrifice, and unconditional love." People clapped. I felt invisible at my own shower. Then she added, smiling right at me, "Sometimes people don't realize how much help they're getting until later. But that's okay. I know what I've done." Something in me snapped. I stood up. "No," I said. The room went quiet. Everyone looked at me surprised. This pregnancy isn't something you managed or guided or made easier. You announced it without my permission. You took my moment. And then you decided to make yourself the center of it." My sister's smile faltered. "That's not fair." I wasn't done, I said. My hands were shaking, but my voice was steady. "You didn't support me. You overshadowed me. And I let it happen because I didn't want drama. But this is my child, my story, and I'm taking it back." The silence was heavy. My mom looked confused. My aunt looked uncomfortable. Someone coughed. My sister laughed, but it sounded thin. "Wow, hormones. Much?" I looked at her and realized something important. She wasn't confused. She was exposed. I left the shower early. I blocked her that night. The backlash came quickly. Texts about family overreacting, forgiving, and forgetting. But for the first time, I didn't cave. My pregnancy became quieter after that and better. When my child was born, I didn't announce it online. I told the people who mattered. I held my baby and cried not from stress or anger, but relief. My sister found out days later from someone else. And honestly, that felt like taking my first breath again. Because sometimes the most important part of becoming a parent isn't learning how to love your child. It's learning how to protect yourself from people who think your life is theirs to narrate.